Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of Alpine Cowboys Baseball. I'm Joey Callahan, coming to you live from the Century Bar and Grill broadcast booth here at historic Coconut Field in Alpine, Texas, where the 2012 Pecos League champion Cowboys are hosting the arch-rival Roswell Invaders in Game 2 of this 4-game series. It's been a warm day here in West Texas, with temperatures hovering just above 90 degrees for most of the day, still right around there, maybe dipped a little bit below into the 80s. There are strong winds right now blowing out of the southeast, and a ball might really fly to right field tonight. Last night, the Invaders took Game 1 of the series by a score of 8-3. Roswell jumped on Cowboys starter Josh Cruz for 4 runs in the first inning and never relinquished the lead. Roswell starter Ed Kohout picked up the win, allowing 2 earned runs over 5 innings, while Cruz took the loss for the Cowboys. The win for the Invaders ran their league best record to 40-15, 6 games ahead of Alpine, who fell to 34-11, second place in the Southern Division and in the entire league. In third place in the South is Taos at 23-31, 16.5 games out of first, and in last place is White Sands, losers of 11 straight at 21-33, 18.5 games back. In the North, Las Vegas is 33-21, 2 games ahead of Trinidad at 32-24. Santa Fe is third, 14.5 games out of first at 25-29. In last is Raton at 10-44, 29.5 games out of first place. We're still a few minutes away from the start of tonight's game. It's a matchup of 2 right-handed pitchers. Jacob Cook is going for Roswell against Bob Cook for the Cowboys. That's right, it's a cook-off. We'll take a brief commercial break to hear from our local sponsors and come back with the starting lineups. Bottom of the first at Coconut Field, the Cowboys are trailing 1-0 early here. Jacob Cook is on the mound for the Invaders, and he's going to face Eric Herman to lead it off for the Cowboys. Cook is a big right-handed pitcher, comes into the game having made 15 appearances, 8 of them out of the bullpen, and this is his 8th start. He throws a first pitch strike on the outside corner with a fastball to Herman. Cook is 3-1 with a 4.56 ERA, has 1 save on the year as well, and now he misses with a fastball. Too high in outside, 1-1. Cook has thrown 45 1/3 innings this year, 36 strikeouts and only 10 walks. Now a big breaking ball is hit past the dive of Constantino and towards the right field corner. Herman is going to test the arm of Burke in right field and makes it into second base safely ahead of the throw. Sliding feet first. And it's a leadoff double for Eric Herman. Herman waited a long time on that curveball, which really moved a ton, was very slow from Cook, and he was still a little bit out in front of it, hit it just inside the first baseline. Constantino almost got a glove on it, but it went right past his diving attempt. Now before Cook comes home to Fox, he spins around and steers Herman back to second base. First pitch from Cook to Fox is outside with a fastball. Fox so far this season is batting .340, has 2 home runs, 34 RBIs. Patient hitter, has 33 walks. Good on base percentage guy, well over 400. And now on 1-1 he takes beneath the zone. 2-1. Herman has very good speed on second base. He's stolen 16 bases in 19 attempts. And Cook knows it, and he's going to spin around with a little spaghetti move and look Herman back to second base once again. You're taught never to make the first or third out at third base, so unlikely we'll see Herman break at least during Fox's at-bat. He dances off second, Cook paying a lot of attention to him. And now he throws a ball just a little bit low, right on the black of the outside corner, but it crossed at the shins. Bartelstein behind the plate. We've seen him a lot recently. The 2-man crew, he and Dave Carriazis. Bartelstein has a very tight zone. Does not expand, does not help pitchers out a lot. And there's another close pitch. This one down and in, and Fox takes it for ball 4. So Fox draws his 34th walk of the year. And now there's runners on first and second for Logan Lottie. Nobody out. Lottie's batting .351, although his bat hasn't been as hot as it was in the beginning of the year. Still excellent power numbers, though. 11 home runs, 42 RBIs, 52 walks. Lottie's second in the Pecos League. And he takes a first pitch slider from Cook right there. It's a called strike right at the knees. 0-1 to Lottie. His on-base percentage is .509. Means he's on base more than he isn't. That's pretty tough to do in any level of baseball. Now a ball low. Count will be 1 ball, 1 strike. Cook peers into Dubanoski. Dubanoski sets up inside. Cook checks on Herman at second base. Long look back. Still looking back, and now he finally steps off the rubber. Lottie seemed perfectly content to just let Cook sit there in his set. Usually you'll see a batter call timeout just to help out his base runner. Now Cook back on the rubber and sets again. 2 looks back to Herman, and he throws a fastball too far in. Lottie brings his hands up to let that ball go underneath him. 2-1 count. Cook looks in, gets his sign, sets, no looks this time, and he throws a slider too far outside. It's 3-1. Cook, who doesn't walk a lot of guys, is really nibbling here. Trying to spot his pitches up on the corners, and he's been missing by not very much. 3-1 pitch is swung on and popped up foul. Big hack by Lottie. This one goes straight back over the grandstands. And now the count is full. For Lottie, the outfield is playing very deep all the way around. In left field, Norm Oil is straight away. Eric Gaylord in center is way over towards the right center gap. And now both runners take off, and Lottie fouls another one back. Herman got a really big jump towards third on the 3-2 pitch as Cook didn't look back at him. Fox didn't get quite as big of a jump. I think he was just trailing Herman after he saw him break for third, so probably not a steal called by Ryan Stevens. 3-2 again, and another spin move back to second. I guess it's not really a spin move. You'll see guys completely spin around and throw pickoffs to second base. This one, Cook just let his leg dangle in the air and put it down on the backside of the rubber. 3-2 pitch again. Lottie hits a line drive towards right field. Going back on it is Burke. It's off the wall. It bounces hard back towards the infield, and now Lottie collides with Constantino, and Herman was held up at third base, and now there's 3 runners all between second and third. Lottie runs back towards first. Now he's in a rundown between first and second. Fox is caught between second and third. Bernal has the ball, and he races over and tags Fox out right in between second and third base. And that was not any kind of good base running right there by several of the Cowboys. Lottie was standing on top of second base and ran all the way back towards first. And that's something you never want to do, because even if there's 2 runners on second base at once, as for a second Lottie and Fox were, if you tag them both out, the lead runner is out. Excuse me, the lead runner is safe, and now there's a slider in the dirt. Both runners are going to advance. Herman comes in to score, and the game is tied at 1. Wild pitch by Cook right there. Wow, what a strange series of events on the last 2 pitches from Cook. It's actually going to be scored a double for Lottie, because he did get to second base. Then he retreated back to first and now moves up to second again. On the wild pitch from Cook, it's 1-0 to Carranza, and Carranza swings at a slider. This one outside and beneath the zone. It's 1-1. Fox was put out 9-3-6. And Carranza swings at another slider. Again out of the zone, and he's down in the count 1-2. At one point, both Fox and Lottie were in rundown simultaneously. Bernal was sort of chasing them both around the infield. It was quite a sight. Now it's 1-2 to Carranza with Lottie on second base. And a fourth straight slider from Cook. Finishes too far outside. Carranza adjusts and lets this one go by. Now it's 2-2. Herman, who started Lottie's hit on second base, had to wait to see if this one was going to be caught, as it just got over the head of Burke as he was racing back. It hit hard off the wall, and I think Ryan Stevens must have held Herman up at third base because he thought it was going to bounce back so sharply to Burke that he would be able to get it back into the infield very quickly. It did bounce sharply and straight back to Burke, but it got past him. By that time, it was too late. Stevens had already held Herman up at third base, and now a swing and a miss by Carranza. Fifth straight slider from Cook. So that's all Carranza saw in the 5-pitch at bat, and he strikes out for out number 2. Now Matthew Scruggs will come to the plate. Scruggs has a ton of power, big right-handed batter out of East Tennessee State University, was a prolific home run hitter while he played his college ball there in Division I. Believe that's the Sun Belt Conference. First pitch change-up to Scruggs is a called strike right at the knees, and on the black, great spot from Cook. It's 0-1. While at East Tennessee State, Scruggs hit 20 home runs in 2012, his senior year, and in 4 years there he hit 46, so he averaged over 10 home runs per year. Hit 10 as a junior, 13 as a sophomore. Saw his batting average dip a little bit in 2012 as he was down to 256 after having batted over 300 as a sophomore and a junior. And now he takes a curveball that I guess misses just a little bit high. It was right over the heart of the plate. Dubinowski caught it towards the top of the zone, and I guess Steve Bartelstein decided that it was above the strike zone when it actually crossed home plate. So 1-1, big swing by Scruggs. And he misses a fastball down in the zone, 1-2. Lottie still at second base in scoring position with 2 down for Scruggs. Last night, Scruggs learned the hard way that if you're trying to hit a home run, center field is not the field to do it at here at Coconut Park. 1-2 pitch, strike 3, fastball, right over the outside corner. Scruggs goes down looking. But the Cowboys pick up 1 run on 2 hits. They leave 1 on base, no errors by the Invaders in quite a bizarre bottom of the first inning. Scores tied, 1-1. We'll be right back. You're listening to Alpine Cowboys Baseball.
This time of year, you're outside a lot more. That means a lot more exposure to the sun. City Drugstore can help protect you from